Alright guys, well first off, welcome to the video, and as you can probably already tell, we're going to be dealing with a ton of mud in this video as I get the Raptor pressure washed, the garage floor cleaned up, and then my drain pit cleaned out. And for those of you who might be newer to the channel, I did a full detail on my truck, and that video can be found over on the main channel, so I'm not going to include all the pressure washing footage here, but rather just enough so you can get a good feel for where all the mud came from. Moving to the back now, and for those of you wondering about the truck, well, it's a 2019 Raptor that I've had for almost 18 months now, and I've put a little over 11,000 kilometers on it, or about 6,900 miles, so I obviously don't do a whole lot of driving, but if you want to see it in action, well, it's been featured in a few videos on the main channel as well as this one, including the most recent day in the life video where I installed some fog lights and a light bar on it, so be sure to check those videos out if you're interested. Alright, turning to the floor now, and you guys can see just how thick this mud is. So I'm starting by using the pressure washer to just quickly spray around the edges and get everything into a nice neat pile in the middle. And then I'll switch over to using the hose and broom, which in this case is going to be the easier option to deal with all this mud. working my way around, and I hope you guys can see that this mud is incredibly thick and it's really stuck to the floor. Now, it's not exactly easy to move around, and while there are other tools that I could use or different ways of doing this, the method I've landed on here is the safest and won't damage the floor in any way, and is also the most efficient, as cleaning up all this mud is only going to take me about 15 or 20 minutes. Alright, so with the floor nice and clean now, it's time to move on to the drain pit, and obviously with all the mud, it completely filled it up. So I'll start by cleaning around the edges with my grandpa's old drywall knife, which I'm always finding interesting uses for, and starting on the mud. And I know there's going to be some people out there who are thinking, why not just use a shop vac to suck it out? But I can assure you that wouldn't work and would be a perfect way to clog and ruin a shop vac, as you guys saw just how thick this mud is. But honestly, I really have no use for a shop vac and really just don't want one sitting in my garage taking up space. So for the 15 or 20 minutes this takes me to do, I'm perfectly fine scooping this mud out by hand. Okay, with the majority of the mud out now, I'll fill it back up with water. And if you're wondering how this drain pit works, the big compartment fills up first, which then lets water pass through to the smaller compartment. And with dirt settling to the bottom, it greatly reduces the amount of dirt that ends up getting through the small compartment and into the drain. And it basically just needs to be cleaned out whenever it gets too full of dirt. And if you're thinking, well, doesn't that clog your drain pipes? Well, the answer is no. I actually did have the sewer line scoped out last year just for my own peace of mind. And the guy said they were the cleanest that he's ever seen, so the drain pit design here clearly works well. Alright, with the job done now, I'll simply run a whole bunch more water through it to flush out as much of this dirty water as I can.